I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of Remember the Great Sports. This is going to be part one of a card show pickup. I picked up a lot of stuff. I picked up a box of cards and an album of cards. So I'm just going to touch on those briefly during this video. But if you want to see the vintage cards in the box and the album that I show, definitely stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll go through them, each page, box, whatever at a time. But what I want to share with you is some of the highlights of my card show. These are some very nice cards that I picked up, very cheap. Some were a little more expensive than others, but I feel like bundling some deals. I got some pretty good deals. So I will probably start out with moving these around a little bit better so you can see them on the screen. Hopefully I don't get too blurry for you. I'll try to do this a little better. And we will start with this stack I'm about to show you, and I will tell you what I paid after I show them. The first is a Harold Baines autograph, and I believe that is serial number 249 on the back there. And if you guys don't know who Harold Baines is, he is one of the greatest hitters ever, not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I think his numbers, he doesn't have the magic numbers of 3,000 hits, etc. So I think that's precluding him from getting in, but his numbers, I feel, are strong enough to get in despite that. So, also is one of my favorite pickups of the entire show, and that is a 2001 Memphis Cardinals Albert Pujols minor league card. So I also picked that up. And I actually have that set minus the Pujols card, so now I have the whole set. I also picked up a Andre Dawson Expos autograph. So Topps Legends, and I don't think that one's serial numbered, but who cares? It's an autograph. On card autograph too. Also, this appears to be a sticker autograph, which I'm just not too wild about those. But a Tom Glavine Upper Deck Icons, numbered to 15. Okay. Very happy to have that, but it's a sticker, but whatever. Finally, the final autograph is a Raleigh Fingers Topps Finest, and that is numbered to 50. It's in the corner there. Sorry, I held it off camera there. But a Raleigh Fingers autograph. And there it goes. Well, Raleigh's going to lay down, I guess. And finally, I picked these up only because I thought they were cool. And one is, I bought a box of these a while back. I want to say like 2012 tops, and you got one of these per box. But I indeed found the Stan Musial, which I thought was really cool. I have like a Phil Necro or something out of this, or something like that. But I remember these came in a blaster that you got from like Walmart or whatever. So I got the Musial. And I also remember getting this in a blaster, similar card. I got a Lou Gehrig patch card number thing. I mean, it's not a jersey or anything, but I still thought that was pretty cool. So for the autographs, these weird patch thingamabobs, thick cards, whatever you want to call them, all the autographs, the Pujols Memphis card. Are you ready? 25 bucks. 25 bucks for this stuff that I just showed you. I mean, those autographs alone. I mean, if you're looking at $5 an autograph, you're looking at 20 bucks right there. You know, throw the Pujols in there. Throw the Musial and the Gehrig in there. 25 bucks. Couldn't pass up that deal. The guy that sold these to me, real good guy. Hopefully he's watching this video. You know who you are. And thanks for taking care of me. I appreciate it. I'll give you some more future business. By the way, this guy that sells these is a huge Griffey freak, we'll call him. I mean, he will almost, if you have a Griffey, he will trade you for it. I mean, I'm talking like the newer Griffey stuff, the autographs, the bat cards. I mean, I think I saw him trade for a Griffey game-used button card, like off a jersey, while I was there. But he has at least 2 display cases, at least 1 for sure, full of just Griffey inserts, high-end Griffey stuff. I mean, we're talking $500, $600 cards. He has all the PSA graded Gem Mint 10s, everything like that. So, the guys, if you guys are interested in Griffey stuff, give me a holler. Maybe I can hook you guys up through email or Facebook or whatever. All right, so this next one, this one, only a couple autographs, but I thought it was a fair deal. First one is Philadelphia Phillies ace Aaron Nola. I've seen a lot of people getting Aaron Nola lately. I mean, he's having such a great season that I'm like, I better get one, because this guy's value is only going to go up. So I picked up an Aaron Nola on a Bowman's Best, Finest. I'm not sure what that is. But 2015 Bowman's Best is what it is. And you can see the price tag on the back, $10. I thought that was more than fair. But I got it for cheaper, because that's how I am. Finally, this is one of my favorites, and this is Jackie Stiles. Up until Brittany Grenier broke her record, she was the most, scored the most points in the history of the NCAA. I think Jackie will eventually get in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully she gets in the Hall of Fame and gets the notoriety she deserves. Her college basketball career was awesome. She battled through some injuries as a pro and never really played that long in the WNBA, despite, having such an excellent college career. But I know she's in the Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame, but she needs to get into the Basketball Hall of Fame, the Naismith, because she is one of the best that ever played women's basketball collegiately. Finally, these are nothing special. These are out of the dollar box. But a David Robinson Beam team that I didn't have, a Juan Soto Talent Pipeline Refractor for $1. I thought, why not for Juan Soto? A Corbin Martin, which I'll probably get signed hopefully in the near future. So we'll just lay that there. A random Team Leaders Griffey for $1. I remember when this card was like a $50 card at one time. I remember those days. I remember my buddy had this card, but it was all beat to hell. You know how a 12-year-old treats his cards, at least how we treated our cards, and it was just beat all to hell. So it's a little bit of upgrade. It's a little, it's not mint. I mean, it's got like a weird cut to it, so it wouldn't grade real well, in my opinion. But thought for $1, why not? And finally, because he was such a cool guy in person when I saw him in the minors, a John Gray jersey card for only $1. So I offered the guy, he had 10 on the Nola, he had 10 on the Jackie Stiles. I talked him into 20 for all of them. So basically he gave me all these dollar ones for free. So $20 for all that stuff. Alright, so this next one, I'm just going to show you some random dollar pickups. These, aren't anything special, but I thought for $1 they were cool enough to get. And these are at various tables. I actually was dumb and I left my cards at another table. I left them at the show, and I was able to call the dealer up, and I said, "Hey, did I leave some cards at your table?" He's like, "Yeah, you did." I said, "Well, just get me next time I see you." So I actually had $5 worth more dollar cards, some autographs, and some game used, but I won't be able to show those. But the first dollar autograph I want to share is an Alan Hansen, who is currently a Giants player. Okoye Spangenberg for $1, who's currently up with the Padres, pretty good ball player. Since that's a sideways card, we'll do that. This one was probably my favorite, other than the Pujols, and that is a patch card of Ted Williams, numbered to 350, which I thought that was cool. A thickie, we'll call it. So I thought for $1, why not? For one of the greatest players ever to play baseball. So now I'm going to knock all this down. Yep, there it goes. got a Luis Ortiz autograph, who is in AA for the Brewers at the moment. Maybe he'll be a major leaguer in the near future. Might be a 40-man. And this is another cool one that I picked up, and I didn't know what it was when I first saw it, but we'll just call it another Thickie card. And this is a Major League Baseball logo commemorative card of Max Scherzer, and that was only $1 as well. So pretty cool. Would have been nicer to have an autograph there, I'm sure, whoever pulled that, but I still think that's a pretty cool card, and I like Max Scherzer, so I thought, what the heck. So not bad for a few, dollar cards right there, in my opinion. All right, so this next one was kind of a mixed bag. I think I only paid $20 for the pile, which was a pretty good deal. And that is, the first autograph is a Steve Smith, the great Atlanta Hawk / University or Michigan State star. Played for the Spurs as well during his career, so you know how I like my San Antonio Spurs. I believe he's an NBA analyst now on NBA TV or whatever. We'll go with this one next. This is a certified Troy Gloss auto, which, if you guys know who Troy Gloss was, he was a huge prospect back in the day. I believe he won Rookie of the Year. Here is, this guy's from about 15 minutes where I grew up in Illinois, so I grabbed these, and don't pay attention to the price tag, but a Tanner Houck, who was the first rounder for the Red Sox this year, jersey auto, and I did not pay the 10, I paid half that, I think, actually, but I bundled, you know how I go. So a Tanner Houck, and I actually picked up a second Tanner Houck, just signature, and that one's numbered to 430 something. Can't read it. 499. I'm getting old. Can't read. So I got that, and this is a random Team USA triple jersey that I saw of a guy that I think I might get to see in AA. So I grabbed that. Again, it was relatively cheap. And these are kind of one of my favorite ones also, only because NASCAR, I guess, isn't just that big down in this part of the country, and that is two, not one, but two Bobby Hamilton cert autographs. Press pass on that one, and this one is a Wheels NASCAR card, certified autograph of Bobby Hamilton. And if you don't know who Bobby Hamilton is, I know there is one viewer down in Florida who loves Bobby Hamilton, but he passed away rather prematurely for his age in the world of NASCAR, and he's been gone for quite a while now, and to find certified autographs of him is a pretty hard feat to do. So all of these, guess what I paid? $20. And on top of that, he threw in some random Team USA cards as well of some guys. So pretty cool to get all those for only $20. Very happy. This video is getting a little long, so we're going to try to wrap this up quickly. So I'm going to have to adjust the camera maybe to show these next items. So bear with me. Alright, so this was the added bonus to go into this card show. I had absolutely no idea this guy was going to be there. And I walk into the door, and the Nigerian nightmare himself is sitting at a table. Christian Okoye. Hope I'm saying that right. Christian Okoye. And if you guys know who he is, he was a great for the Kansas City Chiefs. Will that fit on two of those? That would work out really nice. Nope, too much weight. But he was a great for the Kansas City Chiefs for a little while. I believe an injury caused him to retire sooner than later. But if you guys played Tecmo Super Bowl, holy crap. Next to Bo Jackson, that's the guy you wanted to run with. I mean, he was awesome on Tecmo Super Bowl. But played for the Chiefs, one of the best Chiefs running backs, of the 80s. He was at the show, and I didn't know he was going to be there. Otherwise, I might have brought something of my own. But he was at a table for about 3 hours, 4 hours, give or take, and he was selling his autograph. Basically, he was selling his autograph for $10 a signature, but you had to buy his item. So he had photos for $5. So for $15, I got Christian to sign that for me. He took a pic with, no problem. I think he wanted a little bit more for inscriptions. Like if you wanted the Nigerian Nightmare, you had to pay another $5. But he was selling everything from helmets, mini helmets, jerseys. I want to say he had a replica jersey you could buy from him for $60 plus 10 on the signature, $70. He had his rookie card that he was signing. He wanted $3 for the card, and I thought, well, I'd rather have an 8x10 for $5. So I stuck with just getting the 1 8x10. But if you guys are interested, their contact info is on the back. This is kind of a generic cert, but if you're ever up in St. Joseph, Missouri, Pony Express Sports and More, and there is their phone number. If you guys are interested in getting an autograph of Christian, you probably could call that phone number and they would sell one to you for a reasonable price. Or if you had some cards that you want to get signed, he'll probably do them for 10 per if you mail them to that address. So just throwing that out there, and take a look at that. I'm sure they're on Facebook or whatever. Just check it out if that's something you want to do. Alright, so finally, this is going to be part 2 of this video. This was an awesome pickup. Awesome pickup. And when I tell you what I paid for this, you'll understand why I grabbed them. I'm just moving some stuff around here. And this is an album. So a complete album with pages of vintage basketball. And the part of the country I live in, you never see vintage basketball. Just on this first page, we got Kareem twice, Havlicek. Got an Adrian Dantley rookie, I believe. Bill Walton, Dr. J, Pete Maravich. Just to name a few, but this album is full. Just look at this. Vintage basketball. $40 for the whole album is what I paid. So watch part 2 of this video. I'm going to go through these pages and we'll talk about it. So finally, actually this is 2 parts also. I'm not going to go through these, but every time I have this card show, Coach Estes again had his 50-cent box, and I usually buy a stack of about that many of vintage football, basketball. I think he even had some hockey in there. But these are all guys for TTMs that you may be seeing in the near future. You know, just a hodgepodge of guys. And these are simply only 50 cents a piece, and you may be seeing them in the future TTM videos, so I'm not going to go through those. Now this box is what I'm proudest of, aside from the basketball. This is a roughly 300 count box, I guess, give or take, 400 count box, and as you can see it says older baseball. Well, I open it up and look at that. Me likey. So I start going through it, and I'm going to go through this on the next video, but this is what I see. So a lot of these players are deceased, and these are crap 82 tops, nothing special there. But these are all anywhere from 56 to 82s basically. So lots of 60s, commons, whatever. There is a couple stars in there, and we'll show you those in a minute. I think there's a Yastrzemski and a Banks. But I said, well, you know, I really don't need them all. I said, you know, I could go through and I could pick out the guys I want, you know, for, you know, there's a Yastrzemski right there. I said I could pick the guys out that I want, you know, maybe to get some autographs on or whatever. But I said, you know, if you give me the right price, I'll buy the whole box. The guy's like, oh hell, I don't have much in them. You know, I took them in trade. That was $30. Such sold. $30 for a whole, you know, 300 count box of 50s and 60s commons. I mean, that roughly comes out to, you know, a dime a card. I mean, I just showed you a Shrimpsky. I mean, that's worth a dime. So I mean, these roughly. I mean, there's some 57s. You know, I mean, for a dime a card, I'm like sold. So, in closing, thank you very much for watching. Got a nice stack of stuff here. I spent a little bit more than I expected. I spent a little over $100 at the show, but there were just some too good to be true deals at the show. I also want to mention, called up JY Cards, and I'll put him down in the description. And he showed off what he picked up at the show. Me and him hit the show together. I called him and said, "Get your butt down here and buy some cards." I mean, there's some good stuff to be bought by, you know, that I know you like. So bring you and your son down here and let's do some shopping together. So I hung with JY Cards a little bit during this show, and we went through the boxes together and all that stuff. So check out his video if you don't subscribe to him. You know, definitely subscribe. Me and him hang out together quite a bit. So we'll talk to you guys later. Stay tuned for part 2 of this video where I go through this box and that album.